Hello, welcome to the channel. Today I will be talking about student visa immigration rules. I will be quick and I will give as much information as I can. Firstly, I will put a disclaimer. I am not an immigration advisor, neither am I a legal professional. Most of the information is my understanding of the rules from gov.uk. The first things you need to know is this is what I would cover: research, costs, length, duration, limitations, and your requirements. Research. The first point of call for any research should be gov.uk. It is not very easy to navigate, but any information you need will primarily be on gov.uk. There are other sources of information that are linked to gov.uk, but you should primarily understand how gov.uk works. The CAS register. If you want to study in the UK, the institution must be on the register. If it is not on the register, then you are wasting your time. Do note the register is very, very erratic and unstable, so an institution that's there today can end up being removed tomorrow. Research the institution. You need to research the institution. This includes researching the course, the level, and the location. You need to look at the course. Is this a course you want to do? The level. Is this a level you can study? Location. Primarily, the first thing to understand is it inside London or outside London, or is it in Scotland? They all follow different rules and different processes. You need to do your research. And other sources of information. These are things like social media, the internet, and other places. But when you do this, question the source and question the intention of that information. And you also need to ask some very basic common sense questions when you are researching, because it's not just the information but the motive that you need to understand. Costs. These are subject to change. The cost for the application in the UK currently is 348, and from outside the UK is 475. Hold an extra 200 to 300 but buffer for the application. These are for things like biometrics, examination fees, and things like that. I know I said 200 to 300, but hold up to 450 if possible, because it does vary. Immigration health surcharge, this varies. It's 624 per year per person on a normal visa, but for the sake of this talk, it's 470 per year per person. And you have to pay the full yearly fee up front, so make sure you have a buffer for it depending on how long the course is. The institution costs vary. It depends on the institution. Most institutions, they are very expensive. In regards to costs, you also need to look at the travel costs. If you're not in the UK, you are going to pay for airline tickets. Living costs. The living costs, you need to budget 1,000 a month for 3 to 6 months. This is practical. However, when you are making the application, you will need significantly more. The figure in bold is the figure you must use: 1,334 per month for up to 9 months for courses in London, and 1,023 per month for 9 months for courses outside of London. In essence, if you're in London, hold like 12 to 15 grand, and if you are outside London, hold 10 to 12 grand. I'm making these calculations off the top of my head, not with a calculator. But generally, the living cost is what you would live on until you are able to work. That is if you are allowed to work. The duration. You need to make your application. This is all about timing. You need to make your application before the course starts. The earliest you can do is 6 months if you're outside the UK and 3 months if you are inside the UK. However, inside the UK comes with a caveat. It has to be before the current visa expires and the new course must start within 28 days of that visa expiring. So that comes with a very complicated caveat. If you're over 18, you can only study for 5 years, maximum at a degree level, and 2 years below a degree level. So there is only so much time you can spend studying in the UK. Limitations. You may not be allowed to work. Even though gov.uk says you will be allowed to work, there are times when you will be told, when your visa would say you are not allowed to work and there's nothing you can do about it. You cannot claim benefits, you have no recourse to public funds, and you have no entitlement to any government support. You're basically on your own. You're also playing the away game. You cannot work in certain jobs like professional sports. There is an extensive list on gov.uk. There are certain things you cannot work in if you're on a student visa. You also cannot be self-employed, and when it comes to work, you can only work part-time during term time and full-time during holidays. So yes, your visa can be curtailed or cut short at any time for any reason, even reasons you have no control over. For example, the institution's license runs out, you'll be given 2 months letter to find somewhere else to study. Requirements. You need to have a CAS from the institution. Okay. Without a CAS, you are wasting your time. You need to show maintenance. It's the bold numbers I put in the earlier slide, not the 1,000. The 1,000 is a rough estimate on what you'll be spending, but for the sake of the application, you must have the figures in bold for 28 days before the application. I advise 3 months, but 28 days is okay. You need to have English language, proof of English at degree level or above, the equivalent of CEFR level B2, below degree level CEFR level B1. You need to have passports, TB tests, results, proof of funds. You also need to consider your history. If you've been refused in the past, it may affect your future application. If you have criminal history, it may affect your application. If you've been refused on the grounds of deception and you've been banned from making an application for 10 years, it will affect your application. You can make an application on your own without the assistance of others. It is not necessary. You just need to understand the rules and be aware that institutions and legal advisors, they are in it for their money. So you may end up spending more than you need to. I'm not saying that you should not use legal advice. I am only saying assess your case first if it is necessary. And in summary, do your research in depth. It will save you a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of heartache. Consider what your long-term plan is, okay? Because you need to have a goal, a reason why you are studying, why you are coming to the UK to study, what you intend to get from your studies in the UK. Only you know that. Make sure you are conversant with gov.uk guidance. There are other sources. Migrate.org and Freedom of Movement is also a very good source of information. In essence, I hope this has been very informative and very useful. If you want me to talk about any other topic, please like the video and leave a comment below. Thank you for your time.